I'm going to start a block, and I could tie this string to my tail, or I could just start weaving. So since I already had string on this side, I might weave over here. So I'm going to count and see how many strings I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have an odd number of strings. So I will start, I'm just going to go ahead and start here in the middle, and then we'll figure it out. So I'll weave over 8. I think that's the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I will start my, I'm going to be weaving back and forth to that middle string. And on the first side of your block, it works pretty well to use a shuttle because you can load up a lot of string. You probably only need 6 loops instead of the 10 to 12. There we go. I think I did about 6 on this one, but I want to have this go over and back a few times. So again, if you get to the point where you're like happy with the size of the block, you could cut your yarn off. There we go. And then I like to have this end at the middle. We don't want to pull too tight because we want those strings to stay the way they were. Want them to stay straight. There we go. I might just end it here, and then I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail so that it tucks behind and doesn't pop to the middle. For the second side of the block, I'm going to use a needle so that I can get in between these threads. So to tie my string on, I'm going to go through the needle and then make a loop and then tuck the string through the loop. We'll tie a knot, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Make a loop, tuck the end through, and I'm not going to tie it super tight because I will need to take that off eventually here. And then I'm going to share the same string. It can help to like kind of spread this out so you can see what's happening. So I'll be going from this string and over. So I'll leave that and tuck it to the back and then push this up. And I can tie some of those strings on the back if they're coming forward. And then I'll go across and in between this purple and back. And same, I want to make sure I don't pull too tight so that the weaving stays nice. So I'm going to move that up. So if you can tell, it's going purple, blue, purple. Weave across. And this is called an interlock block, where they're sharing the string in the middle. Go. Push this up. All right, and I probably will not be moving this up and down, so I could tie this on the back. So I'm going to flip this over. I'll cut this, give myself plenty of tail. I always want to make sure you don't cut those white strings, and I could tie these two together. So I'm just going to make a loop and tuck them through, and then that will kind of keep those ends contained as well. And I could also tie this up here together too. If you have some strings that are kind of bothering you, like here, I'm going to cut this off. One thing you can do is I could like just catch through here a little bit. And then when the end is here, I can put the end of this string in and then tuck it through. And then that kind of keeps it a little bit more contained, or I could trim that off. But it's one way to make the back look neater if that bothers you. You can kind of tuck it through the other strings. I'm going to create another block here. So I started the first side just like before, but this time instead of interlocking it, I'm going to show how to make a slit. So I could use a shuttle for this because it won't, I don't have to go in between those. So if you like using a shuttle or if you like using a needle, you can decide. So I'm going to again leave the end in the middle, and I can tuck that later or sew it in. And then this time I'll just weave back and forth, but I'm not going to share a string with the other block. So this will leave an opening, or what we call a slit, in weaving. And I'll still want to like kind of count and make sure that I'm doing about the same size block so that everything lines up on both sides. If you are not sure what to do for your next thing, one idea is always just to like do the same thing on the other end to make them symmetrical, which I still need to put a light blue block on the side of that. But since the weaving can go up and down, you can be weaving stripes of color while you think about what to do next, because that goes a lot faster than some of the designs anyway. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I could end it here, or I could do one more. I might just go ahead and do one more, which it will be an over and back. There we go. And then to end this off, so now I have a slit. I'm going to go in the back, and I can take my needle and catch a few of these strings. I'll put this through. There we go. I don't want to pull too tight, but that will keep it out of the opening, and then I could tie these two together as well, just to kind of keep it neat in the back. But I have to keep kind of a loose knot so it doesn't pull all of the weaving around. There we go. Very nice. And then I could even just push this right up. So since I already did a stripe, it is ready to move into place.